Welcome back. Public Health America is a brand new show on BronxNet seeking to promote health and social justice through discussions with national health experts. Here to share more about the program is Dr. William Latimer, Bill, Vice President of Mercy College Bronx Campus and host of Public Health America. Welcome, Bill. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Sonyi, my absolute pleasure to be here. Let me just kick it off by saying it is such a thrill to be a part of the BronxNet team. What BronxNet does for the Bronx and NYC and beyond cannot truly be measured. It's a great, great channel, and it's a real pleasure to be a part of that community.
It's been a pleasure working with you, Bill, and premiering your show, and we're so excited to have it premiere this evening. So we're here to talk about Public Health America. Can you tell us more about your show and your mission with this program?
Sure, happy to do so. Here's the single most important message, and that is we at Mercy College and we, the collective academia of the United States of America, want to get more young people, single moms and dads, veterans, and folks to go to college. Because at the end of the day, there is now decades of data to demonstrate getting a high school degree is great, and it's something that should be absolutely celebrated. But when you get an undergraduate degree and then progress through higher education, it increases your earnings, your access to healthcare, access to a job you love as opposed to just a job. And I want to get more young people in the Bronx to go to college, hard stop. That's the goal. There are other goals, but that's the main goal.
Right. I think it's a wonderful goal to have, especially, engaging our Bronx youth here, right, Bill? And you have so many different experts that you can pull from as the VP of Mercy College. Why is it so important for you to highlight not just the medical journeys of professionals, but their personal journeys with a program like Public Health America?
Sure. That's a great question, Sonyi. Thank you. I mean, here's the thing. Even when I finished my academic degrees and got my doctorate, I remember going to conferences and meeting academics that were senior to me and just being very intimidated, not in a bad way, just like, wow, I could never do what they do. And what I learned over time is what we all learn as we age, which is they're all human beings. They've gone through challenges. Many of them have immigrated from other countries. Many of them were born in the Bronx and made their way up through public education and then went to college and then had careers. And so really part of what I want to do is just to put a human face on these really wonderful and smart people from a wide variety of walks of life, including academia, and let folks know in the Bronx and other places, they're not really any different, or even if there are differences, and that's fine, I respect that. I'm just saying that they faced challenges and then college enabled them to move to another level. And that's what I want young people in the Bronx to do.
Right. Without giving too much away for your premiere episode this evening, can you tell us about your guest and what viewers should expect to learn with this first episode?
Sure. So our first guest will be Dr. Anna Burstein from NYU Langone Medical Center. She is an absolute expert on the COVID pandemic. She's going to give some updated information about where things stand today, going to talk about vaccine safety, going to talk about how mathematical models influence policy, but she's also going to talk about her own journey of having immigrated to the United States from the Ukraine after Chernobyl, landing in San Francisco, and again, working her way up from pretty much nothing by virtue of going to college and working hard. I think she's going to be a lovely guest, and there'll be many other guests that were born and raised in the Bronx and born and raised across the United States that have equally compelling stories.
I think it's an incredible concept for a program, and I can't wait for viewers to tune in to the first episode and continue to tune in weekly on Tuesday evenings. I will say, not just because I'm working on the show myself, but these stories are so compelling. There's something that, when you walk into a doctor's office, you see a white coat, but you don't see the person beyond it. You don't know, how they got where they came, where they came from, etc. So Public Health America allows us to open that door and learn more about our experts here in the Bronx. Bill, I'm curious to know what your journey into medicine was like. Can you share a little bit with us?
Sure, I'm happy to do so. You know, Really, if you look at my family over three generations, a paternal grandmother that immigrated from Lebanon and then ran a corner store in Schenectady, New York for Poughkeepsie, and then Schenectady, New York for 50 years. And I worked in that store when I was a kid in the 60s and the 70s. Really, they made sure that their children, my parents, went to college because they knew that that would be their ticket to a lifelong profession and lifelong learning. My mom was a public school teacher for 46 years in upstate New York in Shenandoah Public Schools. My dad went to college on the GI Bill after serving in Korea. And again, they made sure that me and my four siblings went to college. I think the main thing that they did that their parents didn't have to do is that they also made sure that we did study abroad because they knew that if we went to another country that would also completely expand our horizons, and it did. So the bottom line is that higher education across three generations of my family made a lot of really wonderful things possible. I love my job. I have my whole life, and it's given me the opportunity to work with amazing people like I do now at Mercy College, which is an incredible private college that provides a lot of really great services to students at a very affordable price. And I would not be able to do that had I not gone on that journey.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Bill. As the VP of Mercy College, how have your students impacted and inspired you, not only with this program, but in life?
Sure. It really, it's amazing. I was just moderating a roundtable with Education Secretary Cardona, Congressman Bowman, and several other noteworthy guests. It was just the students just shone, and it was just amazing. I learn every day that these incredibly intelligent, gifted, and poised individuals are also experiencing enormous stress. Some have experienced very real traumas, the death of family members due to COVID, or other very, very difficult things. And yet they are finding ways to get through the day and move to the next level of their own careers. So, I mean, the bottom line, here's the thing. I spent 11 years at Johns Hopkins University, which is a pretty good institution, and it was an honor and a privilege to be there. But really, at the end of the day, the journey that I made to Lehman College, to the College of New Rochelle, and now at Mercy College, three Hispanic serving institutions that serve largely first generation college students that are the first in their families to go to college and graduate. The transformational impact of higher ed is shown best at those institutions. And that's where I wanted to be and where I feel I can have the greatest impact.
Wonderful story. Thank you, Doc. What do you hope that our Bronx youth will take away from watching Public Health America? And if you can just share, some of those challenges that you discuss with some of the experts as well, so that in case someone that's viewing may relate to the situation of many of the experts that are now medical professionals.
Sure. I think the main message is go to college. Do what it takes. Don't assume for 1 second that it's not for you. It is for you. You can do it and you can make it. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm saying do it. Reach out. Talk to the admission staff. Talk to the people at various colleges, including Mercy, and you will learn that there are ways to make it happen. I think in terms of the guests, Sonyi, there's lots of lessons. I think the importance of a supportive parent or supportive parents. I think a supportive mentor that nurtures you in your career when you go to college is critically important. I think having a passion, Anna talked about math and science. She talked about how she was passionate about math and science and that she wasn't going to let anyone stand in her way to get to the next level in terms of learning what she had to learn in order to get to her goal. So find out what your passion is and pursue it. If it's the arts, if it's humanities, if it's social and behavioral science, if it's medicine, all good. Don't let anybody tell you that that isn't a legitimate passion, because I'm telling you right now, it is.
Thank you for that beautiful message, Bill. And without further ado, how can people tune into Public Health America? Please share the premiere date, time, and the channels that we can watch it on.
My pleasure. So June 29th, Tuesday, 7 p.m. on BronxNet. Also, Optimum Channel 67 and FiOS 2133 will be our kickoff. We'd love to have you join us, and we'd love to have you stay in touch.
Thank you so much, Bill, for your time today. Please tune in to Public Health America tonight, Tuesday, June 29th at 7 p.m. If you don't have cable, you can also tune in at BronxNet.tv online. We'll be right back here on OpenBXRX Tuesday.